Hey, I thought I'd show you this little weekend project. I got a styrofoam park flyer a few weeks ago, and I've been going out to the schoolyard here to fly it. And then over Christmas, my family gifted me a camera drone. So I'm practicing here setting up the shot with the camera drone set to hover nearby and the park flyer. I'm trying to keep that in frame. I found it pretty challenging to divide my attention that much. It's actually the camera drone is actually following my phone, which is that black rectangle on the ground, which I later couldn't find because I was so distracted. Yeah, that's me ducking out of the way. I'm doing a terrible job of piloting the aircraft here, but I was really just like swerving it all over the place trying to keep it in view. But no collisions and got a couple of shots like that. It was fun. So I've got the drone on a waypoint mission here, it's flying from point B to point C or something like that. And I'm trying to get a view of the school by checking the video downlink into the smartphone app. It's using 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi, actually. The drone itself creates a Wi-Fi access point. You join your phone to it, and then when you fire up the app, it just auto discovers the drone. So it's about 100 feet high here. I forgot to check the altimeter to see more precisely what the onboard GPS was reporting. So the onboard video link is, like I said, pretty good. I thought I would give it a try flying it first person. Um, doesn't work very well without the goggles because there's a lot of glare, of course, outside. And also with the Wi-Fi, I suspect that there's a little bit of a delay. So I'm not sure if I pushed the stick the wrong way or if it actually misinterpreted the input, but that knocked the battery out, and that was that. Here you can see what a big fan Zelda is of the giant illuminated wasp thing in the kitchen. But I thought it was hilarious zooming through the interior with this fisheye lens and indoors without the little currents. You just have to be aware of the prop wash, which can create an affinity for walls. But yeah, it zooms around very stable. It's amazing how stable the machine is, how simple the machine is. With those four motors with their attached props being basically the only moving parts on the aircraft, and all of the flight controls accomplished through just changing the RPM of opposing diagonal pairs of the rotors. Now for another attempt at aerial photography. This time I've got my kite with a 75-foot tail. It's a Delta II line kite and really not enough wind to fly this configuration today. I've got the kite configured for low wind and I can just barely keep it in the air for a few seconds. Sometimes I'll take the tail off to try to give it a bit more loft, but it just wasn't worth it today. And yeah, I think there with the camera drone looking down and the sun high, I do have a lot of options. I think next time I'll try positioning the kite between myself and the drone so I can get a closer view of the kite. Definitely fun zooming this thing around. If I can figure out how to set the hover altitude to maybe 10 feet above the ground, I think, and give it a waypoint mission, then I think we would get some pretty good footage of it zooming around. So here I triggered the return to home, and it immediately shot up to an above tree height, which I think is the default, so that it can, if it gets out of range, then it'll be able to fly home over any trees it may have traversed.